In this video, I will show you how you can set up SAAS mode in GoHighLevel, specifically known as SAAS Configurator. Now, before we get started, I will go in and I will explain exactly what you need to know about SAAS mode before we go into the details and the technicality of it. Now, first of all, make sure to sign up with our link below if you haven't already, and you will get 30-day free trial on your SAAS mode plan. Now, the first thing you want to know is what is the difference between SAAS mode in the agency view and how is being set up, and what's the difference between the sub accounts. So GoHighLevel has two different ways to go about it. Essentially, you have agency view. So this is your main control center, and this is where SAAS mode is created and configured. So inside agency view, you can turn on the SAAS mode, which we will do in this tutorial. You can connect Stripe, create your SAAS plans, set up automated billing, configure rebilling like Twilio, Mailgun, LC phone, etc., and also customize white label settings. You can also build snapshots to auto deploy to new clients. So everything related to selling your SaaS happens here. This is a configuration of your SaaS. That's why it's called SaaS Configurator. On the other hand, we have sub account. So sub account is a client level. So once a client buys your SaaS plan that you set up with your agency view, a sub account is automatically created. Snapshot is automatically installed. Features are limited based on the SaaS plan you created, and then client manages their business inside this account. So you don't configure SaaS mode inside sub accounts. Instead, you're configuring it in the agency view, which I'm about to show you in a second. So sub accounts are just the result of a SaaS automation. And this is how you can take a look at it, right? So agency view is you're the software company, and sub account is your client is using your software, okay? So in this case, you're setting up the software. In this case, your client is using the software that you set up. That being said, we can go right into GoHighLevel. So this is how my GoHighLevel looks like. For you, it might look different. This is the agency view, as you can see right here, and you will know whether or not this is an agency view by this right here. You have agency dashboard, you have sub accounts, and you can go to sub accounts and you can create for each of your clients sub accounts in a manual plan, but today we're doing this automatically. So here, as you can see, these are the sub accounts. So these will represent, each of these will represent one of your clients, okay? So in here is the SaaS configurator. This is where we're going to go and where we're going to set up everything for ourselves. So as you can see, we can click get started. Now here you will need to connect your payment provider. GoHighLevel has four main payment providers: Stripe, NMI, Square, and Authorize.net. So you can go to Stripe, for example, and I already connected my payment provider here previously, but you can go and you can connect that payment provider. You will be able to see which one you connected right here. Then you need to select the currency. So currency is obviously going to be, for most of you, US dollar, but you can also go and you can choose whatever currency you're operating in. So you hit save. And then here is how you can configure your SaaS plan. By the way, when you configure your SaaS plan, your plans can be integrated on a website, which I'm about to show you in a second. But let's first configure the plans. And you can do it yourself, or you can have GoHighLevel create or recommended plans for you. Now again, if you're doing this for the first time, maybe it's best to create recommended plans, and then based on those plans, you can change things later on. So this is what I like to do usually. So I click here, and as you can see, these are the recommended plans that GoHighLevel kind of give you based on the popularity. So these are already the plans that are selling quite good. So you can hit continue. And from there, a GoHighLevel will actually configure that for you. And for each plan, you will need a payment link, right? A payment link is being integrated from your Stripe. So you go to generate link, and then here you want to generate for monthly, for a standard plan, yearly for a standard plan, and do that for the professional and for the premium. And as you can see, you will have here Stripe links, which later we'll need to add on our website, because how this will work is, your traffic will come once you promote your SaaS. Traffic will come to your website. They will see your plans on the website. They will go on the Stripe, like click on a plan, go on a Stripe, and purchase the plan. So you can go here to SaaS Configurator, and now we'll actually go into the setup of each of these plans. Now, as you can see, first of all, before going into the setup right here, go to Advanced Settings. This is where you can kind of adjust the advanced settings. This is also very important. So customize your welcome email and whether or not you're going to choose naming convention for the new SaaS sub account to be your company name or your customer name. So usually it's going to be your customer name. I always recommend that. Here you can customize your onboarding email. So whenever someone purchases a plan from you, they will get an onboarding email. Here you can choose the logo. You can change the logo, right? You can upload the logo right here. You can change also here the login and everything right here. The login link will be automatically added, so you don't have to change that. Just the look of the email, you hit save. Then once this is done, obviously this is already done. Here, these are subscription settings. So you can suspend sub accounts when SaaS subscription fails. This is something you can do, but sometimes client will not know that and they will continue using your account. You can just contact manually your clients instead of just suspending them. That's not really great for business as well. And then allow sub account admins to upgrade their subscription. Again, you can allow this if you want. This literally depends what you want to do. Like if you want to do that, then do it. If not, then you can disable it. Security, here you can pause new sub accounts. So you can put new sub accounts on hold until reviewed and approved by an agency admin if you have an agency admin. So whenever someone purchases a sub account, the agency admin, someone from your team will actually go and approve them. You can also add two-factor authentication. This is quite good. I always enable this, because this will verify a number using a security code during signup. If you have this, something went wrong, then you just have to go through some of the others until this is actually working. So configuration, now as you can see, here is one sub account, which we can add a product to. So you can use the payment provider of your choice to take your SaaS business to the next level, as you can see. So you can hit get started, and then you can use your agency sub account to create SaaS plans, right? If you want, you can configure them right here. If you already have existing sub accounts, cancellation settings, these are cancellation settings that you can enable, and then you can see manage cancellation reason, right? Whatever it is, you can go here and you can enable this. And then you have downgrade settings as well. Again, the same for cancellation, just this is for downgrade, okay? So you can configure how customers can downgrade their plan and what offer they receive. So now let's go back here. This is where the real party is at. So we can go here and we can obviously click here. We can delete the plan if you're not liking the plan. However, I just go edit details on this particular plan. And now, as you can see, this is what you can do for each plan. So you have plan details, plan name is standard. Description can be standard subscription plan, okay? And then here you can enter the category to be USD, which we set up. Pricing, this is where you set up your pricing. So again, it can be 197 for the monthly, and annual is, obviously this price. And this will be charged every year to a customer. You can also adjust the user limit. Let's say you don't want to get thousands of different customers. And if you have ads running on your website, you want to limit users, you can hit here and you can limit the users. You can also limit the contact limit, so maximum contacts that are allowed for a user in a sub account. Again, this will be depending on what you want to sell. If you're selling let's say email marketing as a white label service in GoHighLevel, you will probably need more contacts than 50, right? So again, just what makes it logical. If you're selling something like a missed call text back, your customers will need to add multiple different contacts in. So again, I don't usually, allow this, but let's say I want to allow this for 50 users. So 50 users can pay and purchase my plan, and I can hit save changes. Then I can go to features. Now this is where you can attach your snapshot. So let's say you have custom snapshot already, imported snapshot right here from, let's say, your previous sub accounts. Then you can go and you can add that snapshot in. You can also add custom menu links, which are links that will be shown right here. And this is where, someone that logs in, let's say someone purchased your plan, they can go and they can click on this custom link, and you can adjust these custom links. For example, as you can see, I have this is just a sample one, volume up, and then I have my my website, because when someone visits my website, the volume needs to be up so that they can hear the VSL on my website. That's what I have. But again, you can, put here training, and then you can add a course link to your training if you want. And then here you can select what you want in that standard plan, right? Do you want reputation management only, right? If you want that, then do it like this. If you want invoices, if you want email marketing. So again, this will depend what you want to do. Let's say I want to do this. It's fairly simple. We just hit save and we go to add-ons. Now for the add-ons, usually if you're doing a normal white label SaaS for your customers, I don't usually do any of these. However, you can go and, for example, add AI employee. This will cost you $97 additional. So as you can see how much are going to cost you additionally here. So $49 for the branded client portal. So for example, if you want a branded client portal via mobile app, you will need to add this. Usually this is not coming with the normal standard like SaaS plan. But yeah, you can adjust this however you want for your standard plan. I will now just discard all of these because I don't need them, but I can go to marketplace apps here, and marketplace apps are similar to add-ons. You can click explore marketplace here, which if I click, it will actually exit out of it. So make sure you save before clicking on it. And here you can add multiple different additional apps. This is what makes GoHighLevel powerful. Like you can add like a custom voice AI. As you can see, you can add VAPI, for example, here. You can add like WhatsApp connector, replacing SMS with WhatsApp and sending unlimited WhatsApp messages. So there's just a lot of different like apps that you can add. Now, once you click on the app, once you install it, you can go to SAAS Configurator. Again, this is where we left off. Right here, and you can add a app that is right here. So for example, as you can see for me, this is only one app, and I can go here and I can hit plus, and this will be included in my SAAS configurator, okay? I'll not do that right now, but again, you can do it if you want. Now, trial and credits. Now, as you know, in GoHighLevel, you can, or actually you probably don't know, right? You can activate trial period for your SaaS plan. So for example, for this SaaS plan, I can enter 7 days. Usually 4 to 7 days is good, because if you put more than 7 days, people will kind of get to like, they will understand what your SaaS is about, and maybe some of them will just exit out of it. So they will not pay you. So the less it is, the better. In usually 3 to 7 days or 4 to 7 days are usually good. And then you can hit save. Now, when it comes to the credits, right, in GoHighLevel, this is what I wanted to say previously. As you know, there are recurring credits. So, for example, in this case, what you want to do is you can add one-time credit for like $10, and in that 7-day trial period, they can use up that credit. You can also add credits after the trial period ends. However, I usually like a one-time credit here just for the trial period, okay? If you want a recurring one after the trial period, you can also do this, and you can roll over unused complementary credits to the next month. So this is what you can also do. Now, in the rebilling, now this is also something that you know in GoHighLevel. For every message that you send out, for every email that you send out, for every call that you make, for every AI voice or like conversational AI agent that does something, right? Maybe a message or something, it will cost you money, right? So making calls, receiving calls, text messages, it costs money, right? So it costs credits. So in this case, you can add a markup margin. I usually like to put it at 3x right here, just because I would also make money on this, not just on the SaaS plan. So obviously putting this at 10, it really doesn't make sense. 3 is usually the best. So that's like a 3x margins that you have on this. So as you can see, this is the charge. This is charge to customer. This is the $10 that you will give you about, and then this is the profit, okay? So this is going to be the profit per each call, per each received call, and per each text message sent. Based on the phone system. So only on the phone system. You need to do the same for email if you want, for workflow, for, if you have these in, for LC email verification, whatever you have in, just make sure to enable it, and then you can slide through, okay? Usually, GoHighLevel always puts at least one margin, so you're not losing money at all, okay? So even if you don't want to mess around with this, you can again leave it as it is and you can hit save, okay? So this is pretty much it, right? Now if you go back to all plans, these are all of our plans, and as you can see, we set up the first standard plan. Now let's say if we want to add this to our website, what we can do is we can click here. We can obviously first see if the link is working. Now for me, it's giving me this right here. So obviously what you can do is you can always go and you can copy the sale link and you can paste it right here. Now once you paste this link, oops, I actually put the wrong name. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. So this is what it is. You can subscribe to premium, right? So this is essentially this. But again, if it, for example, right here, it's wrong. So this is like $4,000 per year. All right, so it's wrong. You can actually go and you can delete this and restart it again. But let's say if this is right, what you can do is you can copy the sale link, and now you can paste this link on your website. Now, what I do for my website is, this is how my website looks like. I build this in Lovable, so I'm not using GoHighLevel for my website. I actually use Lovable, and then in here, as you can see, if I scroll down, this is how I set it up. Now, I set it up for monthly only, not for yearly. And as you can see, I have a starter plan, which is $197. And I told Lovable to add the first tier, my link, which I copied from here, okay, from here. And I added that link for the first starter plan, for the second tier, and for the third tier. And then if I want, like if someone wants to, purchase my SaaS plan, they will go here, click get started, and they will be onboarded immediately after they pay for this particular price, okay? So this is how my entire funnel works. I run ads or I do the outreach, manual outreach. People reach my website on Lovable, they purchase the plan right here, for example, growth plan, and then in my GoHighLevel plan, they actually get onboarded, okay? They get onboarded through, if we edit the details here, or actually if you go back, if you go to advanced settings, they get onboarding through my email, so it's automatically sent to them, and then the sub account is created automatically for them. Again, so I just got the call during the recording, but again, as I said, this is mainly going to be done through your email, the onboarding, and yeah, this is pretty much it. For this, you will need a $497 plan, or you can check out a 30-day free trial plan down below in the description. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one.